What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, the inevitable has occurred, and that is that Ron Desantis, whose presidential bid has never really gotten off to a good footing from the start, has ended effective today. Ron DeSantis announced that his bid for the nomination has come to an end just some 2 days before the New Hampshire primary, and he has come out in support of Donald Trump. I'm reading from an article from MSN.com. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who was hailed for much of last year as a rising Republican star, is ending his presidential campaign after he failed to overtake Donald Trump in polling or in the early vote in the 2024 race. DeSantis made his announcement in a 4.5-minute video posted to X on Sunday with less than 48 hours until voting in New Hampshire's primary, the second state in the nominating race. He said, "We don't have a clear path to victory." He now exits the primary battle and is essentially now a one-on-one contest between Donald Trump and former UN ambassador and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. She continues to trail Trump in polling and placed a distant third in the Iowa caucuses, where DeSantis came in second with 21%, to Trump's first place finish with 51%. According to polls, Haley has her best chance at beating Trump in New Hampshire on Tuesday. DeSantis on Sunday quickly endorsed Trump, a primary opponent whom he has increasingly criticized on the trail. I don't need to read too much more of this. Let me just give my thoughts on this. The writing was on the wall that his campaign was going to come to an end. Even though he did come in second in the Iowa caucus, DeSantis was expecting to be, at the very least, a credible challenger to Trump. At least that's what his expectations were, to be like competitive. And that's not the case. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that even though he came in second in the Iowa caucus, much polling even seems to suggest that he's fallen into third place nationally behind Nikki Haley. And plus, he tried to come across as Trump 2.0, as my boy LB would put it, or Trump light, or an establishment-friendly version of Trump, when in reality, everything that made Trump appealing was that he wasn't Trump-like, that he wasn't part of the establishment, that he was unfiltered and say certain things that made him feel, realistic. It made him feel like one of the guys. He talked their language, you know what I'm saying? Ron DeSantis comes across as a shady politician. Then it also doesn't help that Ron DeSantis has implemented policies as Florida governor, in my opinion, that, to me will turn a lot of people off. You know what I'm saying? As I've said before, there are certain people in the GOP tent still that you can't offend. You can't come out openly against certain people, even on the right. You're going to lose some credible support. Even if you don't really mean it, you can't come out and say certain things. That's all I'll say in this video. I think this is over. I know some of the polling has Nikki Haley within 10 points in New Hampshire. I don't believe those polls. I saw another poll that had Trump up 19 points. I tend to think that's more accurate. I'm going to go on a limb and say that Trump's going to win by over 20 points. I think he's going to get probably around. I think he's going to get over that 50% mark again. Matter of fact, I think he's probably going to get over around. I think he's going to get at least 55% of the vote. I think he's going to win by at least 20 points. I wouldn't be surprised if it was even 25 points, like 57%, 32%, something around that range. We'll have to see. I could be wrong, but I don't. I think that for all intents and purposes, the GOP is very, very ready to consolidate around Donald Trump at this point. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it at this point. Tell me what you guys think.